Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got 5 books with dark fall vibes for you. Alright, so today's video is going to be all about those books that give you those great dark fall feelings that may leave you a little bit creeped out, may leave you a little bit scared to go to sleep at night sometimes. But definitely these books are all like really great fall reads, and they all have kind of like that dark kind of atmospheric fall feeling that we all kind of love this time of year. Alright, so let's dive in. So the first book we're going to talk about today is going to be The Foxhole Court. I loved this book. I had seen the fandom all over everywhere, all over Tumblr, all over Instagram, all over pretty much all over the internet. This is definitely a book that you should check out at some point. This follows Neil Jostin, and he is the newest addition to the Palmetto State XC team. And XC is kind of this made-up sport. It's kind of a cross between lacrosse and football and soccer, and it's a lot more violent than any of those sports. But Neil has also been on the run from his abusive mob boss father for the last 8 years, and Neil is just kind of trying to hide in plain sight. His father won't find him, and then he gets recruited to be on the Palmetto State XC team, and he just kind of goes with it, with like thinking that, you know, he can get 1 year to play his favorite sport and then his father will find him and then he will be dead. His father also happens to work for the mafia, which is interesting. This book series is just perfect if you want something that's sports but also drama and mafia and family problems and like whole team of misfits and like found family. It's perfect, and it's very, very dark. So the next book we're going to talk about is Vicious. I love this book to pieces. This follows Victor and Eli, and they started out as college roommates and then started this like thesis paper on people who gain superpowers from having a near-death experience, and then they kind of experiment trying to gain superpowers themselves. They end up doing that, and then a whole bunch of stuff goes down, and like Victor ends up in jail. This book is intense, and it's very much a morally gray kind of story. Neither of these two characters are heroes. I would say Eli is more of a villain than Victor is. Victor is more of just like an anti-hero. Oh, and I love this so much. So it's got this like dark academia thing going on, but it's also got like a little bit of a found family thing going on as well. And it's just like a knockdown, drag out fight with superpowers, and it's fantastic. So the next book we're going to talk about is The Price Guide to the Occult. This one I know has a bit of a, like, you either really love it or you hate it kind of a thing going on. So this book follows Nora Blackburn, who just wants to live an unremarkable life on her unremarkable little island. Nora Blackburn happens to be a witch, or most of the women in the Blackburn line have been cursed to fall in love with a boy from the island and get pregnant, and then that boy will never speak to her again. And they also get these weird magical powers too. So Nora just wants to ignore everything. She just wants to live her life and be unremarkable. And then her mother, who has been gone from her life for, I don't know, the last 10 years or something like that, happens to show back up with this book that she wrote called The Price Guide to the Occult, which is a book full of prices for having a spell done by her. And people start paying these prices for these spells, and these magical tattoos show up on them that are shaped like ferns. They just slowly start taking over everybody, and like people start dying and people go missing, and the island that they live on has had enough of this and it starts rebelling, and it's just crazy. This is very much like Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix. So good, and it's also very, very short. It's such a good book though. One that I would highly, highly recommend if you want something really dark for fall. Okay, so the next book that I have in here is Every Heart a Doorway. This is the first book in the Wayward Children series. So this is kind of like following the children that have gone through doors, so like into Narnia and like Alice in Wonderland, those kind of things, but this is when they come back and nobody knows what to do with these children because, you know, they remember being in these other places and other worlds, and they aren't quite ready to be back in society, so they get shipped to this home for wayward children where they can cope with being stuck back in the mundane world. And this one in particular follows Nancy, who came from a world filled with death and like vampires. It's so interesting, and there's also a murder, and you have to catch the murderer before they kill more kids, and like it's so good. It's also very creepy, and I just kind of like that these kids can find their way back to their door if that's what they so choose. It's just one of the best stories that I've read in a very long time, and I really need to get my hands on the next couple of books, so it's one that I would highly, highly recommend. And then the last book on this list is going to be Seven Deadly Shadows. So I just started reading this. I think I'm 70 pages in or so, and this book is so creepy. Like, I love it to pieces, but it's so creepy. So this follows Kira Fujikawa, and her family owns this Shinto shrine that they've had for thousands of years in the family. So one day, Kira's life is just kind of shattered when she was at the shrine with her grandfather and her sister, and the shrine was attacked by these yokai demon who not a lot of people can see, but like priests and like people that are born with like the sight and that will be like exorcists can see them. And these demons are looking for a shard of a sword that will defeat the light, basically, that this shrine was protecting. And the whole first couple of scenes are just so creepy, with these demons just like trying to get into the shrine. And like the part that really got me was a small child singing this very creepy rhyme, and that was just whew. But I really like it already, and I really like that Shiro, who is a kitsune spirit who lives at the shrine and protects the shrine, is helping Kira to protect the piece of the sword that they have and like defeat all the demons. And I'm so here for it already, and just like it's so creepy, but I love it, and I love the way that the demons are described. They're very creepy. But if you guys are fans of like Blue Exorcist or Inuyasha or Yu Yu Hakusho or Bleach, this is definitely a book I would recommend. It's super creepy already, and I love it to pieces. Alright, so those are 5 of my favorite books that have dark fall vibes. What's a book that has dark fall vibes that you guys would recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already even liked to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!